Sammy Gravano advised that Robert DiBernardo, also known as DB, was murdered by members of the Gambino family. DiBernardo, along with John Gotti, Angelo Ruggiero, Sammy Gravano, and others, was part of the conspiracy to murder Paul Castellano and Thomas Bellotti. Following these murders, DiBernardo, although only a soldier in the Gambino family, started voicing his opinion as to who should have certain positions in the family. Though he was a loner and secretive of his personal affairs, DiBernardo was close to everyone, including Angelo Ruggiero, John Gotti, Frank DeCicco, Sammy, and others. However, because he was a loner and not having anyone with him when he went places made him vulnerable. DiBernardo's function was to carry messages. He was a talker, but he was not involved in the violence. Sammy stated that during that time, John Gotti went to jail. Ruggiero, Joseph Armone, also known as Joe Piney, and Sammy were handling the family. After the underboss, Frank DeCicco, was killed, that position was now open. DiBernardo voiced his opinion that Sammy should be made the underboss. However, DiBernardo was told to stop voicing his opinion until Gotti came out of jail. Because of this, Angelo Ruggiero made Joe Piney speak to Sammy, asking if DiBernardo were complaining. Sammy advised that he did not believe that DiBernardo was complaining, that he was just voicing his opinion. Later, Ruggiero came back to Sammy and stated that Gotti wanted DiBernardo hit. Sammy advised that he was against it, but could not go to see Gotti in jail. We later find out that that's not true. Sammy was all for DiBernardo getting hit. Later, Sammy talked about it with Ruggiero. However, it was Ruggiero who gave Sammy the final word to kill DiBernardo, saying that the reason that DB was being killed was for bad-mouthing John Gotti. Ruggiero told Sammy that a high-level meeting would be held at Anthony Guerrieri's also house, or his mother's house, and DiBernardo would be killed there. Later, it was decided that DiBernardo would be killed at Sammy's business office. DiBernardo may have been told by Ruggiero to see Sammy at the office in the afternoon. However, Sammy saw DiBernardo that morning and told him to stop by the office that night. DiBernardo's routine was to see Sammy anyway, a few times a week. Therefore, nothing unusual was required to set up the hit. Ensure that his brother-in-law, Eddie Garofalo, Thomas Carbonaro, also known as Huck, and an old man, Joseph Peruta, to be at the office. Located on Stillwell Avenue, Brooklyn, Sammy sent his secretary home prior to 5 p.m., while Huck remained upstairs. Thereafter, DiBernardo arrived, going downstairs in the basement, where they sometimes talked. Garofalo and Sammy were seated at a table, and Peruta was seated on a couch. Sammy told Peruta to get some coffee. After getting up, Peruta grabbed a gun, a .380 caliber pistol equipped with a silencer, from a cabinet, and shot DiBernardo twice in the head. Garofalo and Sammy placed DiBernardo's corpse in a body bag, previously obtained from Scarpaci's funeral home. They cleaned up, locked the doors, and left the office. At approximately 5:30 p.m., Sammy went to the parking lot of a nearby Burger King where Angelo Ruggiero was waiting in a car. Ruggiero was told that DiBernardo had been killed, and arrangements were made by both to see each other later at Tali's. After 9 p.m., Sammy and Garofalo went to Tali's. Later in the evening, Bobby Borriello, Frank Locascio, Gene Gotti, John Carneglia, and some of his other associates came to Tali's. Thereafter, Sammy Gravano, Bobby Borriello, Eddie Garofalo, and John Carneglia went to Sammy's office to take DiBernardo's body away. Ruggiero had told Sammy that Locascio would take the body away. Locascio, who never got out of the car, backed up, and then DiBernardo's body was placed in the trunk of Locaccio's dark-colored Cadillac. John Carneglia, who was good with cars, took DiBernardo's Mercedes away, since they feared the car's alarm would go off.